strategy.
Well, hello.
Hi, that was quite abrupt. I was expecting it to keep going, but I don't know.
Well, it has, you know what? This has been an evening of the unexpected. So,
Yeah.
here we go. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of, I was going to say ALH Broadcasting, Authors Up.
That's right.
Our favorite place to be on Sundays at 7 o'clock p.m. And you know what? Tonight is always, tonight has shown us once again to always expect the unexpected.
That's right.
Now,
Yes.
now, one of us is missing tonight. We did expect that. We are missing
Yep.
Andrea Hines tonight, and we are sending our prayers and good wishes with her. She has the night off, and we are just me and Ruth hanging in tonight. Like I said, always expect the unexpected. Welcome to the show, Ruth.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, happy to be here.
Yes, yes, I am as well. Well, we're going to start as we always do and do our weekend review. And we're going to be talking about the unexpected tonight, right? Woo, child. Um, yeah, we're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with that. You want to start first, or you want me to do my weekend review?
um, yeah, I can do my weekend review. So I was let's see what it. Okay, the most important part of my week. I baby said her first word, her first official word.
Oh, and what was her
I
first
mean,
word? Come on, come on.
water. It was water. And I say this, because she has been saying words. She's been saying dada and she's been saying mom and bubbles, but she doesn't correlate them with anything. So, you know, dad is dada, but so is mama, and so is the cat, and
Right.
so is everything like that. But the other day, my daughter said, was it, she said water, and my girl went and got her water bottle. So
Oh,
she's officially talking. I think her words are going to come from here now.
and she didn't say agua, right? She said
Nope,
water.
not yet. We gonna work on that one.
Well, are they going to teach her all languages? Does Jonathan speak? How many languages does he
Yes.
speak?
So he obviously he is not like super fluent in Vietnamese, but he does speak it. His mom very fluent, and even now when she talks to her, everything is in English and Vietnamese. And so I speak to her, you know, in English and in Spanish. So I'll
Spanish.
tell her,
Okay.
yeah, come here, ven aquí, or
Yeah.
whatever we're doing, if she's got a ball, it's pelota, or if a cup, copa. So I
Good.
would try to, yeah. So she'll have, hopefully by the end, by the time she gets, to kindergarten, she'll be fluent in three languages.
Oh, good. I hope so. Anything else happened this week, or that was just it? I no,
That was
you had some good things happen. Something else happened, right? Work, work.
what? Oh yeah, I did start work. Yes, yes. So, um,
See?
I told you that was a highlight. No, I told you that was the highlight of my week. No, I did start a new job. It was interesting. I'm back with working in government work. It's not bad. It is part time, and everybody so far has been really nice. And it's just, you know, government work gets its reputation. It earns its reputation, and it's funny because I've been learning about the processes of this particular department, and
Okay.
I'm just like, wow. Yeah, no, if a company ran their processes like this, it might not be
Wow.
a business.
Wow.
But hey, they're paying, they're sending my paycheck. So
Hello.
I'm gonna just do what they tell me to do, and that's gonna be it.
Are you full time?
No, part time.
No. Oh, good. Okay. Okay. So at least you
Yeah,
don't have
yeah.
to go
So
in. You don't go in
yeah,
every
no,
day. And
no, I got a 4 day weekend.
oh, good for you.
So yeah, so yeah, yeah.
I
So
tell you, I
it
want to
wasn't
be like
bad.
you when
It
I
was
grow
fun.
up, for real, for real. Good.
So yeah. So how was your week?
My week was full of work, full of work. Um,
Okay.
my dog just pushed the door in and come in. It just came in so rude.
Of
Out,
course.
out, out. I guess it was my fault for leaving the door partially open. I just don't want him to to start barking. Hold on a sec. I'm sorry. He can't stay because he stopped barking at somebody comes to the door or anything. So he had to go. Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
So my work week was was work. Was work. Successfully facilitated our I'm a budget analyst. So
Mm-hmm.
my coworker, she's the I guess head admin, and we co-facilitated a meeting to begin the fiscal year. The fiscal year has started again, and so I'm a 12-month employee, and so we got everybody together, and our meeting started. We started just doing our department, but because of the information that we have set forth and just our way of doing things, it's gotten across the district. So we've had different people from different departments um, ask could they join our meeting. So we were maybe going from 8 people to when we were in the meeting the other day, it was 23 other people beside us in the meeting, and it's
Mm-hmm.
interdepartmental. And so we were kind of proud of that. It was like, wow, this has really grown. We've outgrown our space. So now we're going to have to find another spot to have these meetings. We did, do lunch. We're going to have to find another spot because now it's gotten kind of huge that people
Mm-hmm.
are actually coming to us for information. And I have heard say that we're easier to, we're easier we're more helpful, let's put it that way, than some of the department heads of other departments. And so I look at it all like, whatever God has put into my hand to do, I'm going to do it the best I can. And
Yeah.
I don't look at it as this is more work, why do I have to do this? Why not why not
Mm-hmm.
because I think
Yeah.
it's helping develop me as well, you know.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh
I've
yeah.
never been one to say, well, I won't do this because it's not my job. I
Right.
remember when I first came, I did not have the help that I am to people, and I had
Mhm.
just told myself that if I ever could help anybody, I'm going to help them.
Yeah.
Why would I try to keep knowledge to myself? It doesn't do me any good. Why not share the wealth and the knowledge? And so our meeting to start the year was really a good look into how we've grown and how well we've done that. And I'm kind of proud of it. So
Yeah,
look
you
forward
should be.
to,
You should be.
yeah, I am. As I had a horrible experience when I went in, people were answering my questions. Ah, it was not good. I thought I had made a mistake because I came from the college environment, university environment to the district, public school system, and I thought I made a mistake, and I was like, I don't want anybody to feel like I felt,
Yeah.
and you know what, and we've talked to Paula about that, and she's had her opinions about that as well. So it's just nice to be able to pass on the knowledge. I'm one of the senior members now.
You know what? It is funny. It is funny because my husband's been at his job now for almost 30 years, and it's
Really?
weird waking up that one day and you're like the old person in the room, and it's just it hits differently.
It really does. It really does. So,
Yeah.
um, but that's good. And then, you and I talked a little bit about my manuscript, and so that's we kind of, I guess, can pivot into that a little bit about how we have to make changes sometimes, you know. And we were, in talking to about my manuscript, I had this scene and this plot twist all written, and I won't say you put it to shreds.
I did. Yes, I did.
Because you said basically was it had to make sense.
Mhm.
And I appreciate about that. I appreciate that about you, because you never want to publish something, have me publish something that is going to be crazy, or
Yes.
that the reader, when they read it, it had to make sense. And while it made perfect sense to me, it wasn't making sense. So,
No.
can you talk a little bit about why it is best sometimes to have those characters pivot a little bit?
I mean, what do you mean? Pivot.
Well, well, the way the plot was, the way I had the scene written was, well, in a way that I thought it made sense to in my head, right? It made sense the way
Uh-huh.
it was written, to have, the two main characters interact the way they did. But when
Hmm.
you were reading it and doing your edits, because I changed it, I think, did I change it from the first time? A little
Hmm.
bit. I changed it from the first time. And when I changed it a little bit, it still was like, why did you do that? And I thought it made perfect sense to me.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you as the author, you live in that world. So
Right.
as a reader, I'm entering that world temporarily, and it's got to make sense
Yes.
outside of your brain.
Right. Right.
So that why number one is the importance for a beta reader. Number two is importance for an editor, because
Right.
they're not living in the same space that you are, and they'll look at something and go, well, why would they do that?
Right.
What are you doing? So that is, like I said, that's the importance of having an editor. We are capable of editing stuff ourselves. I usually don't recommend it, but
Right. I would
you
I wouldn't
always
recommend
want
it
to
for
get second.
myself.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't
So we
recommend it for
always
myself.
want a second pair of eyes on whatever we write. So yeah,
I say second and third, maybe, right? Because I
no, most
wouldn't want
definitely, at least another pair. Yeah.
I definitely don't think that I would want to, because in my head it made sense, and in my head
Hmm.
it would be ready to print, and clearly that is not so.
Hmm.
No, that's clearly not so.
No.
So what about beta readers? And could you explain to our audience tonight what exactly is a beta reader? We talked about that a little bit, but what is a beta reader?
Uh, a beta reader is somebody who reads it before it's sent out. Um, they're basically test readers. So
Yeah.
a test
Mm-hmm.
audience. Let's put it that way. So we can they're the ones they're basically they're going to look at it before the audience. Your actual audience um, does look at it. So it is. I would say it's always pivotal to have um, someone else look at whatever you write before you publish something.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Thank you for that. And then we're going to go on with the show for tonight. We have our guest. Her name is Debbie Bishop. She is waiting in the wings. And let me just read a quick bio about Debbie. All right. Uh-oh. Let me get my glasses, y'all.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, let me do that. Okay. All right. Award winning Debbie Bishop is a multi genre storyteller, creative director, entertainment executive, and CEO of Angel Gate Entertainment. We're going to talk tonight about her newest book, Pillywiggin Awakening, which is an epic fantasy adventure about hidden fae, imprisoned boys facing impossible odds, and the courage it takes to awaken, survive, and become your own hero. Rooted in her lifelong interest in fantasy, metaphysics, technology, and cinematic storytelling, Bishop's work explores the power people discover when they stop waiting to be rescued. With nearly 3 decades into entertainment, Bishop has built 5 companies and worked with major studios, including Disney, Warner Brothers, Paramount, and Universal. A former model and actress who moved behind the camera, she became a creative strategist whose digital campaigns have generated more than 2 billion views for the music industry. Today, Bishop continues to expand her universe through new media, author focused programming, and conversations about the future of technology. She recently hosted the AI and Human Roundtable podcast series, led another storyteller driven series, and is preparing to showcase original content and amplify creative voices. Across books, films, comics, technology, and media, her career reflects a rare ability to merge imagination with innovation. So you guys stay tuned, and we'll be right back and bring you Debbie Bishop. We'll be right back.
Welcome,
Hi,
Debbie. Thank you for
hi,
joining
how
us.
are you?
Good evening.
Good.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes.
So that's why you hire a publicist, so that they can make a bio like that. I would never have done that for myself.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I spent 30 years in marketing, and this is the first year that I've actually marketed my books. I could get shy about your own work, don't you? I mean, I do. Yeah, I market it for studios. I mean, these major things. But when it comes to my own work, I just was too shy to promote myself, so I never did it on any of my other books. So I just started now.
Oh, wow. So, so
Okay,
you're saying you didn't write the bio?
Well, no, really, no. I mean, I gave them information, but
Well, it's a really nice one.
thank you. Yeah,
yes,
I mean,
and
it's my
it is,
experience, but still, it's
yes,
definitely
it is a
good.
pleasure having you on the show. And
Yes, welcome.
yes. So tell us about your book, Pillywiggin.
Well, it's first of all, I want to talk to Victoria about her manuscript because
Okay.
because when I first did my first pass on Pillywiggin Awakening, I gave it to a few friends that are writers because to see, because you want to get somebody else's opinion on it, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
one of my friends is very analytical. He's a writer, and he's also very meticulous. He's an engineer, and so there were things in my book that he didn't understand really because he's not really into fantasy or fae or
Right.
that. So he's like, well, exactly how tall are they? Like, well, how does the world work? I mean, are they human buildings or like? But like, I realized, okay, for analytical people, I have to explain things like that, right? So it's
Right.
very helpful when you get somebody else's opinion that doesn't recognize your world, and you
Right.
have to like add to it. And it just helped me to expand it to where I think it's even better now. So I love that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And that's just confirmation that we're on the right path.
Yeah, absolutely, sure.
Get it out of my head onto this paper has been
That's
a
right.
feat. You hear me?
yeah. It's good though. Keep going. It Pillywiggin, I started it a long time ago, like 30 years ago. It started as a video game.
Oh.
And I was
Okay.
because I wanted to teach horticulture to kids. And so I thought I would make a video game and put fairies in it, and I would have the computer game, everything you touch, it would make a sound, and then it would pop up like Minecraft. It was before Minecraft, but I wanted to like say all the different tools and what they were, just like Minecraft, right? So that's what it started out like, and then the story evolved from there, and then pretty soon I wrote The Lost Shadow Boys, which is the first. Actually, I wrote Fairies of Bladderwhack Pond, which was a children's book, and it was illustrated by Andy Park, who was the head of visual director at Marvel for, I don't know, 20 years or something like that, 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
He just got laid off, unfortunately, but he did all my character designs, and he illustrated the first book. And when I wrote that, you know, being in marketing, I marketed it at Comic-Con and all the different outlets you're supposed to, and all the major studios loved it, and they all came and wanted to have meetings on it. And then they all launched their own brand of fairies and Barbie and dolls and stuff. And so the $7 billion fairies industry was launched off of my book. And without me. Yeah. And with Andy's art, but without Andy. But it's inspired, you know. And so what that did is it made me realize, okay, well, number one, I've got something very marketable. And number two, because I packaged it. It wasn't like I just had a book. I had the toys, you know, I had the plush toys and all the stuff. It's like, it's all marketed. It was like, here's a whole brand ready to go. Cause that's what I used to do.
Yeah.
So then it was like, okay, well, I just decided to age it up and put boys in it and make it a novel instead of a children's book. And I love the way it came out. I just love it because it's more me. It's like, it's action, it's fantasy, it's dark. I wanted to add military strategy because I like kung fu and I like espionage. So I had all this great stuff into it, and it made it just better. So I wrote that book, published it 20 years ago, and then things happened. I had other books too. I have Black Tide, a comic book, and some other. I had War Eagles with I did with Ray Harryhausen and some other things. So I actually started I set it up as a film slate at one of the major studios with 140 million attached for my film slate, and I had attachments and director and stuff like that. And then the crash happened, and so everything kind of went up in the air. So then I went on hiatus and I hid for like 10 years because like you get punched in the face a bunch of times. Like, okay, maybe I'll just not do this anymore, right? And then my mom got Parkinson's, so I took her into my house and she took care of her for 5 years until she passed recently. But then last year, all of a sudden, I had this second book because I had the story arc. The first book wasn't a finished story arc. I had the second book kind of written in my head. And then last year, all of a sudden it came through to me. I saw somebody that inspired me, and all of a sudden the character started writing itself. And so Awakening, I wrote in like a week, honestly, and then I edited it for a month and then just put it out recently. I know, really. And it's like it happens because it comes through me, kind of. So Awakening, and it was weird that there were things in Awakening, which is book 2, that there are characters that I hadn't resolved from book 1, and they resolved themselves. It's like the universe kind of put it all together. And for me, as I was writing it, I'm writing it and I am thinking of things. I am contributing to this, you know, it's not like I'm just like, but it was interesting that as I'm writing, I'm going, oh, that works out. You know, like it came through. Yeah. It worked. And so now I just love the story now. And it's really, the reason I like it is anything that I do, I take real world stuff, like our real world and our real issues that we have. And then I turn them into fantasy and sci-fi because it's easier for people to get messages kind of if they're fantasy and sci-fi, if they're just being entertained or they laugh, they will understand. They'll be more open to it, information, I guess. And things that always bothered me, like the hierarchy that puts everybody in boxes and stereotypes and creates racism and all this other stuff. And because it's a strategy for them to control us. And and I don't like any of that. So everything in this book is about they fight against the hierarchy. And it's a very diverse cast of different kinds of people and different kinds of creatures and mystical and human and whatnot. and none of it matters. It's like when I was in high school, I grew up in Inglewood, California, and we had just everybody in our town, I guess. It was a very diverse town. Nobody cared that anybody was any different. The only time you ever cared was when they brought potluck for a barbecue or something. You know, they bring different dishes, but nobody cared about somebody's Chinese, Japanese, whatever. Doesn't matter. And that's how I grew up, and that's how I've always lived, and my friends are the same way, and that's how I really wish that the world was where we just are like neighbors. We're all neighbors, right? And so, in the story, there's a lot of danger, and they have to overcome things, and so in order to do that, they have to really have faith in themselves, because there really isn't anybody that's coming to save it. Just like us right now, we're in this really chaotic world right now.
Exactly.
And there's nobody that's coming to save us. But it's a good thing, because we can save ourselves, and we can help each other around us by teaming up, and by strengthening ourselves individually, we strengthen each other. And that's how we're going to get through all this. So that's kind of
can I just say, I thank you for saying all of that. Everything you said was why I love the book.
Oh, thank you.
I love the book. I saw myself, when I read, I tend to see colors and can picture what I'm reading. And I see this as a movie. And when you said it was a video game, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Wait, and I just have one question, and I'll get back to Ruth.
Yeah.
Tell me you have a two-headed frog behind you, stuffed.
Oh, I wish I don't have that yet.
Nuh-uh.
He's not drawn yet. I have to have somebody draw him, because like I'll what I do is I have artists draw my characters for me, but then lately I've been making things with AI to make my videos and things to promote my book. But when I actually go to commercial production or production for the film, I'll actually have humans draw everything. So I haven't made the two-headed frog yet, because I don't want to do that with AI.
Well, could you promise me that when you do, because I want one. I want a stuffed two-headed frog. Okay.
Sure. Well, he's a gentleman too. He wears an English suit, and he's very refined, and he has gloves. Yes, exactly.
I'm sorry, I just had to throw that in.
Okay, thanks. Sure, I'd love to do that.
Okay, so let me ask this. So as you began writing the story, as you began developing the story, was the theme for it, that, hey, we can rescue ourselves? Was that part of what you originally envisioned, or did that come out in the writing process?
It kind of came out because that's my life. That's how I was raised, and that's how I've noticed that women are, especially, when I grew up in high school and whatnot. It was the 70s, and women, they gave me typing and shorthand, and we were supposed to do that, right? And I was told I couldn't do certain things, and so it's like none of my friends, all of us had typing and shorthand, and none of us are typists or secretaries now. I mean, they're all fortunately our group, there's some really amazing guys and girls, but I'm so lucky that and I still know most of my friends from high school. Like we had a 50th reunion recently, and I still know everybody, and everybody that went there. We're just like, it's amazing. They're brilliant, and they're strong. And we used to rebel against the hierarchy by, just by being independent women. And a lot of them are business owners. I don't know that many that actually worked for people, but some of them did. But if they worked for people, that they were just managers, because they're just intelligent and strong. And and that's how I think the world is. And there's people that I see everywhere. They have the ability to be that. And that's why with AI that's happening everywhere and taking over certain jobs, I'm thinking, well, did you like your job before? Because now you have the ability to train yourself to do something else that you might enjoy more. And then it might be hard, because we have to step up and do that, but we have the ability to be able to take ourselves into the next phase of our lives.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And I'm right with you there. I had to, we had keyboarding class, and we had home ec.
Yes.
And girls were not encouraged to take shot.
Right.
No,
We just couldn't workshop. Mm-mm.
We
they
had
wouldn't
to
let me
take
take auto
home
shop.
economics.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wanted to take auto shop. They said I had to take wood shop and metal shop first, that I would be a distraction, and I couldn't do it. So I went down to my mechanic, and I had him teach me how to change my spark plugs on my Volkswagen. In those days, it wasn't a computer car. It was like, it actually had spark plugs you could
Exactly.
change. So I did that. But yeah, I wanted to be an astronaut, and they said, no, you can't because you're a girl. Seriously.
Oh,
So,
Yeah.
but I surfed. I took life, I surfed, I scuba dived, I was independent. I took home ec, and my teacher didn't like me because I knew more than she did about nutrition. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
And a lot of girls that were from my school are like that, which is what I love. We probably
That
drove
is
people
awesome.
nuts.
That is awesome. All right. So if you're a fantasy reader, you come across names like this, like Pillywiggin, in whole worlds that were created for fantasy books. But Pillywiggin is an actual thing. I did not know that until about 3 hours ago. So obviously that was part of your research, going into telling the story. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I mean, I always do research first in anything that I want to write.
Mm-hmm.
If I get an idea for a book, I'll research the whole world, and it really helps to shape the world and help shape the story. But Pillywiggin is they're like a fairy, but they're the wild ones. They live in the woods, and they're not, they're the wild ones. And my character Chloe, I gave her the last name Pillywiggin, even though she's really got a different last name. But she's a misfit from the wrong side of the pond. And the reason I wanted to do that is when I started writing this, in media, they really had stereotypes, like anyone with brown skin was, prostitute or something, or poor and all this, and the white ones were all the, upper echelon and whatnot. So I flipped it on purpose and made the villain, Monica, African American or Chinese and American. She's actually Chinese and African, is what she is. And actually, my neighbor, who's a family, she's Chinese and he's from Ghana, and their son is like my nephew almost, and I wanted him to play one of the parts, but anyway, so I made her like that. But so Chloe's a misfit from the wrong side of the pond, and the other thing is the villains are complex because there's reasons that people are villains, and in Monica's case, she's her parents are diplomats. I haven't written this into the story yet, but in my backstory, her parents are diplomats, and they're gone all the time. And really what she wants is love. And she's got everything she can possibly think of.
Right.
She wants to be loved and admired by everybody, actually. And Chloe, who has nothing, is a strong girl. And she's raised by Tashahunka, who's the last member of his tribe. He's he's from Delaware, Indian somewhere. I'm not one of the tribes out there. And so she's strong. And that's what Monica is jealous of. Bullies are jealous of the people that they bully.
Yeah, exactly.
They admire them. And so what happens is she bullies her, and Chloe doesn't care. Like she's like, she doesn't care. She's strong, whatever. Okay. And so what happens later on is that I don't know if you ever had to work with somebody that you really didn't like, but you worked with them anyway. So they work together, and they're a good team. And it just teaches us about life, because we're not always going to like the people that we work with.
Amen.
But we can do the job, right?
That is the truth.
That is. All right. So I have to say that, now you've written novels, you've worked with comic books or graphic novels. What is your preference? I mean, because we as authors, we tend to get compartmentalized. People will say, "Oh, that's a science fiction author. That is this." But you like I said, you've written, these are novels for their YA. You've got graphic novels. What is your preference? For all that you've done, why is this? Why did you target this for young adults, and what do you enjoy writing? What genre, or is it just based on the story?
It's based on the story. And excuse me, and Pillywiggin, the Fairies of Bladderwhack Pond, is a children's book, basically illustrated. The first book, Lost Shadow Boys, was kind of geared toward young adults. But Pillywiggin Awakening is not. It's more like a Lord of the Rings, something like that. It's not really young adult. It's anybody that likes fantasy and Comic Con.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
So it's that. But I like visual arts. I want to make all of these films, and I also want to make anime, and I would love to make series. I can see all of that. I can see the story evolving. I like all the mediums, and I love art. I love how people create things. Just all the artistic creations that go into that. So for me, it's the whole. I like all the mediums really, and I'm grateful that I can work in all the mediums.
That is, yeah. No, I have to say I enjoyed the book. It was written in such a way that made it just easy to um
Yes.
it was like grabbing a snack and enjoying it and being able to sit down, as opposed to like a 7-course meal, because not everything needs to be a 7-course meal. You're not writing J.R.R. Tolkien. You wrote your story, and it was just, to me, it was easy to digest, and I loved the theme of being your own hero. I think that we definitely need more of that. So.
Thank you. I really appreciate the fact that you guys read the book. Man, that's awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Love that. But also, I like snacks. I like to get to the bottom line of things. When you work a lot and you write a lot, the last thing you want to do is just have something take forever. And I, like with social media right now, it bothers me like crazy I have to, all the social media stuff you've got to do in order to get your posts done and all this. And they have people that are really nice people telling you how to do things and teaching you courses and writing all this stuff. And the last thing I want to do is take a 4-week course and read a 400-page dissertation on how to do Instagram. No.
Right.
So what I did is I just made an app, and I said, okay, I made an app with ChatGPT and Claude. And it's like you put your video in, and you push a couple buttons and everything populates, put in your text, and it's done. And you can go out. I thought, so I'm starting to market that. I just don't want people to have to waste their time. I don't want them to have to waste time reading my books. I want to be able to get to the story and go on. It should be a 2-hour movie. And, you can read it probably in 4 hours or something. I don't know how long it takes. But a 2-hour movie, and it shouldn't take you 3 days or a weekend or anything like that. So I like the fact that it's fast.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it.
I liked it too, and I have this tagline, and I'm gonna tell our listeners and our viewers: get the book, get the book.
Thank you.
I loved it. I loved the story. I'm gonna tell you my favorite character. I like Jace. I enjoyed Jace. His determination. From the very beginning, when you first introduce him to the very end, his determination to just be there for everybody, it's a book that you could see yourself in some of the characters in some way, regardless of who they were, and his just determination just to get, just to be there for save the little boys, just save Chloe. It was just a good book. It really is.
Thank you. I could see you, and I could see Jason you actually.
Thank you. That is such a compliment. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Sure.
Well, normally we ask our authors, "Do you have the book with you? Would you be able to read a little excerpt?"
Yeah. Let's see.
At least we'll start from book one, just something. So we love to have the author read in their voice. So I'm going to be quiet.
Well, let's see. I shouldn't give anything away, so it should be probably in the beginning, right?
Yep.
They don't want to have anything get away.
No, we don't want to give too much away. We want them to get the book, but it's a wonderful story. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Well, I can tell you about. Okay, let's start with Peter actually, because we're not talking so much about Peter yet. So
right.
Talk about Peter. All right. So it's here's the book.
Oh, look at it. Beautiful.
And it's 3 years ago.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. And the book is an artist did this and an artist did this, and then I'm a designer, so I melded it together, and I worked a little bit with some AI and some free pics, some stock photos, and I created I designed it myself.
It's
Awesome.
beautiful. I loved it.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. So 3 years ago, Peter, wearing jeans and a hoodie, checks the papers in his hands as he crouches next to a fireplace. His black hair shines a bit, illuminated by the warm glow of a fire in the dark room. The only other light coming from the screen was a laptop next to him. He tosses the papers he used to make identification into the flames, then compares a new passport to his old one. He turns slightly while slipping the new fake passport into a pocket. We see his tear-filled face. He wipes his eye with his sleeve and then grabs an iron poker to stir the fire, ensuring every bit of the old documents burn. He stirs a little extra as if he is lost in his thoughts. His tears increase. The screen of his laptop is erasing his hard drive. A message pops up. Files deleted and replaced. Extracting myself now. Be safe, Peter. Peter carries the computer to a desk in the wall of cabinets and bookshelves, and places it in the center open. He pauses to look at the old passport, then gently lays it next to his computer as if he is saying goodbye to an old friend. This bedroom, a dorm in the academy where he has lived most of his life, is ultra luxurious. Dark wood paneled walls, thick blue velvet curtains, which are closed now, and a bed laden with overstuffed yet soft pillows, fresh linens, and a thick comforter encased in an embroidered duvet. Peter rolls up a blanket as he watches the last of the embers dissolve into a red glow, and then into black ash. Stuffing the blanket into his backpack, he zips it, straps it on, and takes one last look around. Pausing, he sighs sadly. Opening the door of his room just a bit, he peers out. The hallway is dark and still. Peter sneaks out and closes the door behind him quietly.
Now, why was Peter in that dorm? That's the first question I had. I said, now, why was Peter in that dorm?
So you get the next page. So actually, we can tell that because it's the next scene. But what happened is there was this war between good and evil won. And Peter is the son of the Queen of the Light Fairies, and she sent him away to save his life. And so she sent him away during this epic battle. And she's in the U.S. in a place called Delaware, by Washington. Really, it's like a human world, but it's mystical, so you don't really see it, but it's there. And I was surprised that when I wrote that there was a river and stuff, and the map turned out to be exactly the way I thought it was. Anyway, but she's there, and so in this epic battle, she knows that she has to send him away. So the two-headed frog gentleman comes through the fireplace and a secret door and takes Peter and takes him to Europe, to the human realm, to be raised. Human realm, and he's always in disguise because these fae, they can tuck their wings into their backs so that they don't have their wings showing. It's easier to sit down that way, actually. So he keeps his wings tucked in, and nobody knows he's a light fairy or light fae. And so he grows up in this really elite school, like an academy in Europe, and it's luxurious and all that. And so one night he's betrayed, and he also is warned that he's in danger. And so he has to figure a way. What he does is he actually makes a clone of himself. I won't say how he does it because there's not really a lot of magic in this, but he makes a clone of himself, and the clone takes his place in the school and goes home, so that Peter then can go on a trek to find out who's after him and why. And so Peter has everything that, this guy, this elite guy that's in luxury his whole life, has all of his belongings in his backpack. No more computer, because the computer, he couldn't take that.
Right.
Everything he owns, he can't use his money, right? Because he has to hide. So he borrows a motorcycle and he sneaks out in the middle of the night, and he's winging it. He's going to go on this trek and figure out who's hunting him and why. And he's on his own and winging it.
Now, Debbie, do you dream of fairies and sugar plums and all
Not really, no.
I would think that you do, because the way you weave this story. I mean, I just look. I love to continue talking to you for another half an hour.
Thank you. Well, I know that our world has all sorts of creatures in it, mystical and whatnot, and people have imagination. So who knows if they're really fairies or not? I mean, some people have said that there's a guy that wrote a fairy book that he swears that the fairies ride around on his vacuum cleaner at his house. So
Yeah.
I don't know, because they want to get sucked in, I guess.
Well, we're so glad you didn't say that. Even though if you did say that, we'd be like, okay, that's right, okay, well.
Yeah, I don't know.
I really love the book. I love the way you wrote. Even the action scenes are just so vivid, and I just feel like when I was reading it, like I was a part of it. I'm telling you, that two-headed frog. I'm just keep that in your thought, Victoria. Two-headed frog.
His name's Lieutenant Knockins.
That's it. That's it. I need a two-headed frog. That's if you don't remember anything else I said.
Well, it's really nice meeting you both. It's nice that you do what you do and helping people with want to write, giving them tips. That's awesome. Now I started a podcast called By Storytellers. It's on YouTube. And for the same reason, I wanted to promote authors and people that are not in the mainstream. It's by storytellers, because when you're an author, you get published, and then the publisher will promote you for 1 month, which is their cycle, and then you're done.
Wow.
Then you're always on your own. So
exactly.
Yeah, so that's why I started this podcast, so people can come on and talk about their book, keep coming back and talk about the next book, and we promote things. And I want it to be a marketing tool for people like us. So you're welcome to come on the show anytime.
Oh, thank you. Well, what is next for you?
Huh?
I'm sorry. What was the name of it again?
It's YouTube at by.storytellers.
Okay.
By Storytellers. All right. We're going to check that out and certainly share it with our audience. So yes. Okay,
my question was, what is next? Do you have anything else in the works? You have a book 3 and 4? Because this story is never ending as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you. I do have ideas for more episodes in this series that could be something like a streamer or something, maybe comics, who knows. But my next thing is I have the series Black Tide, the comic book. And I'm thinking about the next story arc in that I've been writing. So I want to work on that. I'll probably make it a novel, and then I want to make it an anime style comic book.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome.
It really is.
All right.
Well, Ruth, you have another question. I know you have one question that you haven't answered yet.
No.
Okay. Well, we talked about it a little bit before you came on. All the things that you have done.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Well, when you start out in your career, you don't really know what you're doing, right? So I started out in acting, and my agent and my hairdresser died in the same week. And it was sad. It was really sad. It was AIDS, and it was very sad. But it also made me think I should get out before the manicurist gets it. I know. So I went into the business of film and went into production, and then went into sales and the business of film. And that's when it's a young industry in those days. And we started 2 distributors for entertainment, 2 studios from scratch. And I had to learn every single job and do it. And I was the vice president. So it was a small company, but it was a great training. And then from there, I went into marketing and printing and design and whatnot, and worked with the studios for 15 years. And that was also good. But then, I wrote, and I did everything at the same time. I wrote, and I started a publishing company. At the same time, I was working with having my own advertising agency and work with the studios. I had my 4 films and my scripts and all this stuff. So I was busy.
Wow, yeah.
So when my son was born, I thought, okay, well, I'm going to quit the advertising agency, because when you work with the studios, it's 24/7. You're always on call. They brought proofs to my wedding, or I brought proofs to my wedding so they could look at the proofs. But so when he was born, I just went freelance, and then we had the crash, and everything happened, and financial difficulties and everything, and my mom and whatnot. So it was major, but it was good. Like, looking back now, I have absolutely no regrets, because every fail, you have a lesson that you learn from, and the challenges were all good. And it just skewed me to the right place. And so everything happens if your viewers have something that they're going through, a challenge that they're going through, just know that the universe is probably guiding you. Every betrayal, you say, thank you. Thank you for betraying me, because I won't go in that door, I'll go in this door. And the door will open. Amazing. It'll open for you.
Yes. Definite mic drop moment on that one. Amen. Amen. Thank you so much for taking time to be with us. I feel like we you're gonna have to come back, because we just scratched the surface of Pillywiggin and of you, Debbie. And just thank you so much for sharing your philosophies and your journey, a little bit of your journey with us tonight. We really appreciate that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate being on, and definitely we'll be in touch. I'll invite you to the By Storytellers, because I'm starting to do those again. So come on.
Oh, awesome.
Yes.
Talk about your stuff, whatever you do.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Yes. And you have a website. It is debbiebishop.com. And I encourage our listeners, go check it out.
I am definitely going to do so myself.
Thank you. Thanks everybody for listening.
Of course. So we are at time, and I will just say thank you, Debbie, so much for joining us today. We've really enjoyed hearing about your book and about your journey and about your story. So
I enjoyed you guys, and I really am really grateful and enjoyed the fact that you read the book. That's just makes me really happy in my heart.
Of course. So, all right. So we are done. Authors Up, and we will just say thank you for joining us this week. We will have a replay this Saturday on ALH. We go live on YouTube and on Facebook. 7 p.m. this Saturday. Want to find out more information about us, you can go to our website, authorsupshow.com. You can also follow us on social media. It's Authors Up Show across the board. So, I think that's it.
Yeah, and join us next week at 7 p.m. sharp, Sunday night. We'll be right here with another author. And like we always say, you never know what'll happen when you join us on Authors Up. Good night, everybody.
All right. Good night.